Hey my YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make a Hershey's perfectly chocolate cake. The ingredients and directions are actually on the back of this cocoa powder mix box. So I've always wanted to try this, so you guys will be trying this with me today. So let's get started with the ingredients that we will be needing. So here I have 1 3/4 cups of flour already in the bowl. Then I have 2 cups of sugar here. I have 3/4 cups of the Hershey's cocoa powder, which I just showed you guys. Here in this bowl, I have 2 things. I have 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder on one side and 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda on the other side. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I have 2 eggs. And in this measuring cup, I have 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And back here, I have some whole milk, which I'm just going to be using 1 cup of milk. So after I add the vegetable oil, I'm going to be using the same measuring cup to add that 1 cup of milk. And also on the stove, I have 1 cup of water, which I have to bring to a boil to add after all of these things are mixed together. Those are the directions. So like I said, you will find that on the back of here. So after we get this cake mixed together and popped in the oven, we're going to follow this with the frosting that is supposed to be for this cake. Okay, so the all-purpose flour is here. So you're basically going to put all of your dry ingredients into the same bowl. That was the 2 cups of sugar, the 3/4 cup of Hershey's powder, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. Boom. And we'll do another video where I make my own chocolate cake from scratch. I just always wanted to try this one, so we'll be doing that right now, as you can see. And guys, if you already didn't, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And also share this video. And definitely comment and let me know what you think. And also, you know, share with me what you might like to see in the future on this channel. And definitely make sure that you subscribe. That's the main thing. Okay, so these dry ingredients are thoroughly mixed together. So now I'm going to be adding the eggs to that, the oil, 1 cup of milk, and the 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay, so now that we have all of that together, I'm going to be using a hand mixer. Yay! So we can get this all blended. And start on the low speed, guys, because you don't want this cocoa powder mix to be everywhere. And from what I'm seeing is that this cake will be very loose. The batter will be very loose batter. It's not going to be thick as your typical homemade cake. Okay, so this is mixed enough. So now it's time to add my boiling water as followed. Okay. And it says to stir this in, so we will be stirring this in. Wow, this is really loose. You guys see how loose that is? I'll show you up close. There's no body to it. Okay, so we're gonna get our 2 9-inch pans. My oven is already preheating at 350 degrees. And I'm going to be evenly adding the batter to both the pans so we can get this into the oven. All right, guys, let's check these cakes. Go directly in the center. Came out super clean. Just want to give it one more to make sure. Super clean again. Let's do this one. Super clean. One more poke. Super clean. All right. So I'm going to let these cool off for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to put them on a cooling rack. All right, guys, so these cakes have been cooled, and I let them cool inside the pan immediately after taking them out for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to take them out and place them on this cooling rack back here. Okay, so it's about that time to make that frosting for this Hershey's cake. So here's all of what you will need to do so. I got the Hershey's cocoa powder here, but I have it here. The amount is 2/3 cup of that cocoa powder. I have 3 cups of confectioner's sugar. Most people know it as powdered sugar. I got 1/3 cup of milk, and I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So 1 stick of butter. So what we need to start out by doing is melting our 1 stick of butter, followed by adding our cocoa powder to it, and then we'll begin to mix the rest of it. So we'll go to the stove and we'll melt this butter and add that cocoa powder to get our frosting going. Now it's time to add in our cocoa powder. Our butter has completely melted. It came out perfect. Okay, so let's get to making this frosting with our hand mixer. Okay, so we got our melted butter and cocoa powder into our mixing bowl. So we're gonna start off with alternating our powdered sugar with our milk. So I'm gonna put some of that in. Give that a light mix. Start it off on low speed, guys. And if you need to, make sure you scrape your bowls down. Okay, just a little of that milk. Gonna scrape the sides down. Alright, one last little mix before we add that vanilla. So I can make sure all this powdered sugar is mixed. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So this says to stir it in on the directions, so that I will be doing. Guys, feel free to use a whisk doing this. That is totally fine. But this right here should work out just fine. Okay, guys, so that completes our Hershey's Perfect Chocolate Frosting. We are going to frost this cake that we made. So I'm going to go with one of the layers. And let's do it. Guys, the light color on the cake layer at the bottom, that's from the butter and the flour, which is okay. I'm not gonna put too much in the center of this cake because I want to make sure we have enough for the outside of the cake. Okay. Okay, let's put that second layer on. I'm gonna have to get my infamous spatula to get the rest of that out. Guys, I'm not that great at icing cakes, but make sure we're good over here. All right, guys, so here is our cake. And I just frosted our perfectly chocolate cake on a Hershey's recipe. So let me get this out of the way. And guess what? It's about that time, guys. We are going to cut this cake. I'm excited. So let's do this. Wow. You feel the moisture while cutting down. Yeah, baby. Let's take that first piece out. Come on, come on. Come on, look at that. Look at that. Perfection. Let's get that onto the plate. My fork is, I'm all jacked up over here, but it's all right. I'm gonna do that moisture check. Very moist. So let's give it a try. Oh wow, that's good. That is really good. Awesome. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have subscribed already. And I'll be back with another one.